What's up, guys? This is Alex here from 814EDC. Hope you guys are enjoying today. It's really nice out here where I'm at in Pennsylvania. It's quite a different vibe going on as compared to what we've had the last couple weeks where it's been real cold. It's like 55 today, super nice, pretty sunny. So if you're out somewhere where it's been cold and now it's nice, I hope you're enjoying your day. Thank you for stopping in and to check out this video. Today I have a review of the Spyderco Bombshell. I've carried this for about 2 weeks now, along with the other two knives that were sent over by Kevin over at LeftyEDC. Big shout out to you, Kev. Thank you so much for sending these and allowing me to experience them. I appreciate it. I'm going to knock these three out and hopefully get these three sent back to Kev with two of my knives that he said he wanted to check out, so I'm excited for him to get those two. Yeah, like I said, I've carried this and the Microtech UTX 85 and the ProTech Malibu I rotated them for the last 2 weeks. They've mainly been the three knives that I've carried, along with like a handful of my other ones, my newer ones that I've gotten in myself. But these guys have seen a lot of pocket time, so I figured I'd start with the Bombshell today. For materials, we're working with this really nice, it's G10, but it's like real smooth and contoured very nicely. If you look closely, I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but it almost has like, yeah, I think you can see it there. It has like a nice milling pattern to it. But it's just, I don't know if it's forest green or olive green, but it's really nicely done, very comfortable in the hand. For the blade, steel, I think it says right here, it says 20 CV right there. Which, it's a great steel. Like, I have no complaints with 20 CV. It's one of the better steels out there, I think. The blade shape is technically a drop point, but to me it honestly reminds me with this big like swoop down. It reminds me a lot of like a pelican or like a toucan, like the big beaked birds. It just, I don't know why, it just, like, as soon as I saw this I just instantly thought of that. But it's kind of a funky blade shape. I've grown to like it a decent amount. The behind the edge thickness, for being a decently chunky blade stock, it's actually pretty slim. Like, it's a pretty decent slicer for like it being a pretty kind of stubby, I mean pretty thick knife. I mean it's a pretty thick boy. But yeah, so you get an awesome blade steel, you get awesome materials. This was made in Taichung, Taiwan, where Spyderco has their factory over there. And now this is a flash batch, which for Spyderco, it's where, I don't know how frequently they do these. This is the only one that I can recall or that I have knowledge of them doing, but it's where they make a knife, and then after so many of them are made, they like get rid of and destroy like all the like material, or the, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the fittings and like the presses and everything used to make that certain knife, they destroy them so it can never be made again. So that's a pretty cool thing. I think Kev has 1,068 out of 1,250. So there's only 1,200 or 1,250 of these guys made. So it's a pretty cool piece to have in your collection if you have one. I kind of have, like, I get it. I like it as a knife. Like, I get why people like it and why they lust after it, but I think just personally it's not a knife for me. I've enjoyed using it, enjoyed having it to carry and stuff like that, and I'm really glad I got to experience it, but just for me personally, I don't think it's something that I would put my money towards, but I'll get to that after I go over everything else, but just wanted to get that out there. And then another piece of the materials that I forgot is the pocket clip, which is one of the things I don't really like about this knife. It's not deep carry. It is very slim and very, tight to the knife, which is nice in hand, but when you have it in your pocket, you have like this much of your knife sticking up out, and I don't really like that. I wish it was something deep carry. So it's good that the pocket clip's so slim, because when you have it in your hand, it's not, not hot spotty at all, but it sacrifices having to be able to go deep into the pocket and stuff like that. So I wish I would have included that on there, but yeah, the G10 backspacer here, same color. And you have like these, the whole knife is green and gray, which is nice because the liners are, I think they're titanium. I'm not totally certain on that though, but it's a pretty, I mean, it has a decent heft to it. Liners are, they have a little bit of milling done to them. There's like 3 small circles on each, but other than that, it's not a very skeletonized liner system. And then we do have a liner lock here. So next we're going to go over action, which action on this guy, middle finger flicking, really good. Like you get a good satisfying like thwack when it locks into place, and it's very, very fun. I think middle or thumb flick is still pretty good, but not as satisfying as a middle finger flick. And then you can slow roll it out with your thumb, which is, you know, kind of the boring way to open a knife, but I guess it's like the OG way, you could say. I guess you could say. But now closing, it's not drop shutty by any means. You have to break the detent, and then, I mean, if you shake it, it'll drop. So it's smooth, but it's not like free falling drop shutty, but it's very smooth, which is, I mean, some people like that. I don't mind it. It's still fun to fidget with. Yeah, so action, it's pretty solid. I mean, I'm pretty, I think I can get with my lefty. Yeah, I can do it. It's good. Not the best action I've ever felt, but it's definitely, it seems very good. I think it's on washers. I'm not totally for sure on that one either, but I believe it's washers. But yeah, so action I would rate as good. Ergos are up next, and Ergos, I was surprised that this knife fit my hand as well as it did, because from pictures and stuff it seemed kind of bigger and chunkier and just not, I don't know, it didn't come across as very ergonomic to me. But as soon as I opened it and, you know, got it in my preferred grip, it's very good. Like I said, the G10 is very contoured and very smooth, very comfortable to grip onto. And my preferred grip is, you know, the Saber grip. And I'm able to get all 4 fingers on there. Barely, there's a little bit of knife sticking out, so kind of barely, but there's no jimping up top, which is nice. I kind of like that on this guy. There's a little bit of jimping down below on the flipper tab, which is expected, or the liner lock, which is expected. But it's very comfortable. You get a really good purchase when you go to, I've only opened a handful of packages and cut a little bit of paper with this, because like I said, these are Kevin's knives. I didn't want to, use them really that much. So I haven't done a lot of hard use with it, but I'm sure it would, because the blade, it's a very, like I said, it's a very unique blade, but it's very workable, and I think ergonomically, now I don't know if you go out and use this with like gloves and stuff like that, but just having normal uses for it, it works very well. No complaints in the Ergos department. And like I said, the pocket clip is so slim and so like tucked into the knife that there's no hot spots whatsoever from the pocket clip, which sometimes are an issue. If you use it a little bit, it kind of pokes in your hand, but no, this one's very nice. So that's Ergos, action, materials, carry. Okay, so this is where I kind of falls a little bit for me, is just because I personally don't like pocket clips that aren't deep carry. When I buy knives, I tend to either look for knives that have deep carry pocket clips coming from the factory, or install them myself by a Lynch Northwest clip or an MXG clip or something like that. Now, because when I'm carrying, I just like when the knife disappears out of my pocket, and this doesn't. It sticks up out, and I guess that's good because when you go to rip it up out of your pocket, you get a good purchase on it and stuff like that. But carry with the pocket clip is just didn't satisfy me very well. Now, it is kind of like I said, it's a thicker guy, so it's definitely not a slim knife. But I was surprised that how well it kind of carried in the pocket. I knew it was there, but it was a lot less obtrusive and a lot less bulky than I thought it would be. So I was very surprised in that sense of the carry. So pocket clip carry, not very good, but carry of the dimensions and the size of the knife was good. I was very pleased that it wasn't as bad as that. Because when I first saw it, like I said, it just looked a little bulky. It looked kind of chunky. Like didn't seem like it would carry that well when it did. So it definitely raised my expectations and beat them in that regard. So now after all that, I'm going to talk about price point. Price on these guys from the factory, I think was $280, I believe, $285, something like that. Which for a flash batch knife that you're only 1,200 are made, you're getting, I mean, a pretty funky design, but you're getting awesome blade material. You're getting really nice handle material. And you're just getting a really well-built knife. I think $285, 100% worth it. That's probably the most I would pay. Like, I would consider paying, if it was a regular production model and I could get it for that price, year-round almost, I would consider buying it for that. But I know in the secondary they go from anywhere from, I've seen them anywhere from like $300 to $400, and I think getting up into that range is just a little bit too rich for my blood. I just think that I would put my money towards something else that I would enjoy a little bit more. And even like I just said, I would maybe spend $285 on it, but I would think about it a lot before I would try to put all those funds towards it. That's not me knocking the knife at all, because this knife is really good. Like, it's a great knife. I just realized I forgot to give it its nickname. I forgot to bring that up in the beginning of the video. This is nicknamed the Danger Pickle. Jake over at Bearded Gear, he, kind of deemed it that, and it took off right when this knife kind of came out, and everyone in the community knows it as a Danger Pickle now. So I kind of feel stupid for not announcing that and talking about that right when the video started, but it kind of just popped into my head. But so, yeah, back to price point. It's just not a knife I think that I would enjoy having. Like, I've enjoyed having it in my possession these last 2 weeks and just experiencing it and finally getting to understand what the hype is all about. And I can see the hype, because like I said, only 1,200 made. You're getting really good materials, you're getting a very funky design, and I can see why people want stuff like that in their collection. Me personally, at the moment, my tastes aren't, this isn't in my taste range, I guess. And again, that's not me knocking the knife, because it is a fantastic knife. It's a very good knife. I think Kyle over at D2M Knives and Gear, he kind of feels the same way I do about it, where he gets why people want it, and he thinks it's a really good knife, but he's just not, it's not really for him. And that's just where I stand on it. And but I think it's a good add to anyone's collection if you're into, funky designs and limited run production models and stuff like that. So I mean, it is. It's a good knife. I have really the only complaint I have on it is the carry of it with the pocket clip. That's like my really only gripe with the knife in general, because like action's good on it, ergos are good on it. Carry with, like, if you take away the pocket clip and just look at the dimensions of the knife, it carries very well for the size it is. And like I said, materials are very good on it. So my final impressions are, I guess I would just, me personally, I probably wouldn't buy it, but I completely understand why you would want to add something this different and this, it is I would say it's a cool knife to your collection. So you guys, that's my full review on the Spyderco Bombshell. Again, shout out to Kevin for letting me check this out. I know that he loves this thing. I watched his unboxing of it, and he got so excited for it. So I think he's going to be glad to get this back in his hands. He's probably missing it a little bit. So again, Kev, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm going to try to, if you see me wearing this same outfit in like the next 3 videos, it's because I'm trying to film all these on the same day so I can get them all done and recorded, and hopefully get these knives sent back out to Kev later this week, I would say, maybe tomorrow or Friday. But yeah, so I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. Thank you so much for stopping back in and listening to me talk about a knife for 15 minutes. I appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a really good rest of your day. Talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.